the Mississippi Economic Council. We're the State Chamber of Commerce, and we're here today to celebrate the growth and success of our state and to honor the many students who have achieved all throughout Mississippi. A record number this year, 282 star students and their teachers, which is pretty remarkable. Those are the top ACT score earners around the state. Okay, we're going to ask the star students, teachers, and their parents to come on up on the stage behind me as we recognize the group as a whole. Folks, while you were in the morning sessions, you probably heard a lot of applause going on behind the wall. Well, there were 1,000 star students, their teachers that they selected as their star teachers, and then also their parents and friends and relatives were all being honored over in the other room. That's the noise you heard. That's the enthusiasm you heard. Because these are Mississippi's best and brightest. This is our future, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like all of the star students in the back of the room now to stand and be recognized. Stand up and be recognized. You've done a great job. 282, a record number. No student would achieve without the inspiration of a great teacher. These are the best and the brightest teachers in our state. There are the folks that are molding the minds of the future workforce of Mississippi. So please now ask all the star teachers to stand and be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, well, now we're going to ask the star students to stay seated, but I'd like the business community now to stand and give them a standing ovation so that the star students can see who their future employers are going to be. Let's give the star students a great round of applause and their star teachers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Vicki Powell, our Senior Vice President of Foundation Programs, who puts together this fantastic STAR program, which is now in the 49th year, to recognize the top STAR students and their STAR teachers and our great sponsors of this event. Please join me now in welcoming Vicki Powell.
Thank you. Since 1997, the Cook Foundation has provided $1,108,500 in scholarships to the STAR students and awards to STAR teachers. Do I need to say that again? The Cook Foundation has provided $1,108,500 in scholarships to STAR students and awards to teachers. Our second place all-star student from South Haven High School, Andrew Z. Buchanan. Andrew will receive a $16,000 scholarship. His STAR teacher is Regina A. Ray. His parents are Brian and Susan Buchanan. Let's give them a round of applause. Our first place all-star student from Clinton High School, Jennifer F. Loom. Jennifer will receive a $20,000 STAR scholarship. Her STAR teacher is Alexis Davis Williams. Her parents are James and Nancy Loom. Our All-Star Student 2014 is Kelly A. Shannon from Madison Central High School. Kelly will receive a $24,000 scholarship. Her parents are David and Judy Shannon. Her STAR teacher is Lou L. Callum. Let's give her a round of applause. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce members of the Kelly Jean Cook Senior Charitable Foundation. Ms. Deborah Rochelle, President of the Foundation. Ms. Joanne Michael, Secretary of the Foundation. Ms. Carolyn Bost, Board Member and former Executive Director. And Katie Pacelli, Executive Director. Thank you for your contribution to education and your support to the Star Student, Star Teacher program. Thank you.
Let's hear it again for our top STAR students and their STAR teachers and the great parents who gave them an encouragement to achieve. Great job, folks. Well, at the new year, we always go through changes in leadership. And I will tell you, I'm pleased today to honor a still young woman who did a fantastic job in leading the Public Education Forum, our affiliate that handles all of our educational efforts outside of the STAR program. And her name is Melanie Morgan. Melanie, I met first 16 years ago when she was a very young staffer at Trustmark Bank. She's still very young, but she has achieved greatly. She's now a senior vice president with that company. She handles all of their investor relations and corporate communications, and she managed our Public Education Forum with a governance approach that was the best I've ever seen. She is a focused thinker. She is committed to building the Mississippi Scholars Program and the Mississippi Scholars Tech Master Program, which the Scholars Program's already graduated 23,100 students. Tech Master is a new program that's going to honor kids who take a career course of study. And it is because of her leadership that we've achieved these great things. Please join me now in welcoming Melanie Morgan, who we honor for her great years of service at the Public Education Forum. Melanie? Now, we're also in for a treat. We're going to meet the new chair of the Public Education Forum, who is the first second-generation leader in that organization. And that's one of the great things about Mississippi. We're a homegrown state. 70% of Mississippians have never lived, worked, or gone to school anywhere else. And those interconnections bring us together. Martha Cook is taking over the Public Education Forum. She is administrator at the MEC company. She has been involved with the forum since she graduated from Millsaps. She is very passionate about education. In addition to that, her father helped found this organization almost 30 years ago, Jim Campbell, her late father. And I will tell you, as some of the other second-generation leaders that have been through MEC over the years know, Martha, your father's very proud of you and very honored to know that you are following in his footsteps. Please join me in welcoming now Martha Cook, who is the new chair of the Public Education Forum. Martha? Thank you, Martha. We're delighted to have her in this role. Okay, so now we're going to keep moving on with a little bit more of a program relating to recognition. We have a number of other folks in the back of the room that have come in from communities all around the state that have started these Mississippi Scholars and Mississippi Scholars Tech Master programs. They come here today to share their best practices, and they bring with them some of the students who have taken the road less traveled. This program is all about stepping out and taking the harder courses and taking the tougher subjects and committing to showing up to school on time and committing not to have out-of-school suspensions. These kids are on the track to do well. And these parents and community leaders are focused on how their communities can be more successful. Let's recognize them, the folks from the Mississippi Scholars communities, and the students they brought with them. Let's give them a round of applause. Stand up, folks, from the Mississippi Scholars communities.
So congratulations to all of these students and the fantastic qualities that they possess, and also congratulations to the teachers that they chose. One of the things that we believe very strongly in is the best way for us to improve our educational achievement level is to have a quality teacher in every classroom. We had an awful lot of quality teachers in this room here today, and we got to continue to build upon those. And so my message today to the students was give back. You know, all of these teachers here have made a difference in their lives. It's also incumbent upon these young people as they move on to bigger and better things to also have the opportunity to give back and make Mississippi a better place.
Well, it shows we have a more ready workforce, and we're more able to compete. I mean, that number grows every year. We have the most who have a 35 and the most who have a 36 this year on the ACT score, plus all the other students that have achieved and gotten more than a 26. So it's pretty exciting.
My name is Kelly Shannon. I attend Madison Central and am a senior.
What are your plans for college and a career?
I am not yet positive of where I'm going, but I hope to do something in the math or science field.
What was your reaction when you were named one of the top scholars in Mississippi?
It was just a huge surprise. I definitely was not expecting it.
I'm Jenny Loom. I go to Clinton High School. I'm a senior there. I'm planning to study biochemistry in college, but right now I'm taking courses in physics, biomedical research, English, economics, and Spanish.
What was your reaction when you were named one of the top scholars in Mississippi?
I was very surprised, completely taken off guard, and I immediately started calculating the college tuition I'm going to have to pay with this scholarship, and it's going to be amazing.
Where do you plan to go to college, and what do you have for a career?
I'm hoping to go to Rhodes College next year, though I haven't made a final decision, and I'm hoping to go to grad school after that, do research in grad school, and then hopefully come back to Mississippi and teach high school.
My name is Zach Buchanan. I'm 17 years old from South Haven High School, and I'll be going to Mississippi State University to study biomedical engineering.
What got you interested in that subject in the first place?
I actually had a friend in a community choir came up to me. I've been struggling with the decision to possibly major in music, and he told me, he said, biomedical engineering is a great degree. You get to go in prosthetics, help people really great, and study in math and science. And so,
what was your reaction when you were named one of the top students in Mississippi?
It was complete elation. My brother was named a couple of years ago, and so he had talked me through a lot of it, and there's that, friendly rivalry there. And so it was that moment of, okay, I can do it too.
I was just here as an ambassador for the state of Mississippi, and as a young person, as someone who is just in their spot in a Mississippi public school. It's so important that today we were celebrating the wonderful things that education in Mississippi can do, and the fact that Mississippi has such a bright future with these students who are not only intelligent, but they're involved and they're making a difference in their communities and in the lives of others.
And now we have an unusual thing today. We've never gone through this before, but with the day job pays better than the night job. Haley Fazzackerly could not be with us in physical presence today. He is our outgoing chair, did a magnificent job as chair, very focused, led this organization fantastically, and we bring him today to us by the magic of the silver screen. Please welcome on video, Haley Fazzackerly, the 2013-2014 outgoing chair of the Mississippi Economic Council.
Tech Masters, developed by MEC's affiliate, the Public Education Forum. This program was announced in January and will be a way to recognize students who are focusing on a tech prep course of study. It is crucial that high school students are given the opportunity to think about their careers now, because so many of their jobs are vital to our economy, and we must make sure we have a strong workforce for the future. In the last 9 years, our Mississippi Scholars STEM focused program has already recognized 23,100 graduating seniors. Together, these programs are making a meaningful difference and helping put our state in a place of great opportunity. And I do believe the future is full of opportunities. As a part of Blueprint Mississippi, we have launched a competitiveness study that will help us assess our ability to compete effectively against the states in our region. We can make sure we stay on track by fostering economic growth for all areas of the state. This project is a collaboration between MDA, MEDC, and MEC. and is another example of what can be accomplished by working together. Another key development this year was Governor Bryant's creation of the Mississippi Healthcare Solutions Institute. The Institute was formed as a recommendation of Blueprint Mississippi's healthcare report that was explored at great length at the Governor's Healthcare Economic Development Summit last summer. The primary task of the Institute is to help position the healthcare industry for growth and to do so in a way that creates a positive impact in all communities across the state. There is no doubt that MEC is headed in the right direction, and I am certain this momentum will continue next year under incoming chair Alvino Castilla, who will be more formally introduced in just a minute. Finally, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Blake Wilson and the entire MEC staff. During my term as chair, I witnessed firsthand what they do to make MEC such a successful organization. Blake is an amazing individual and has invested and sacrificed a tremendous amount of time and energy to build a team and implement programs that make MEC an effective organization, one that we all can be proud of. Thank you, Blake, and thank you, MEC staff. Again, thank you for your continued commitment to MEC and the honor and privilege to serve as your chair.
Thank you very much, Haley. Let's give him a round of applause, even though he's not here, and staff can carry back the word. Haley led a really tough battle this year with MEC in our legislature to win significant change in what had become an out-of-whack system dealing with taxation payments for corporate taxpayers and also individual taxpayers. Things had just gotten out of whack. Remember what we went through with tort reform about 10 years ago? We were on the same road relative to taxpayer fairness. We could not have been successful as a business community without the partnership of many other associations who helped make this happen. But at the point were the leaders of the legislature. I'd like to recognize the fact that we had tremendous help from the Speaker of the House. We had tremendous help from, who could not be with us today, he's traveling, Speaker Gunn. We had tremendous help from the Senate Finance Chair, Joey Fillingane. Senator Fillingane unfortunately had a court appearance he had to be at. But another great leader who was able to be with us today, and I want you to give him a great round of applause because he proved you can fight big government and win. And that is the chair of the House Ways and Means Committee, a champion for business, a champion for free enterprise. Please honor Jeff Smith, chair of the Ways and Means Committee, who's here today with his son Corky. From Columbus, Jeff, stand up and be recognized. Great job. We'd also like to recognize a man who set a strong course, who said that we are going to spend within our means, who joined with the other leaders, both the Speaker of the House and the Governor, in saying we're going to have a balanced budget, we're going to spend within our means, we're going to be fiscally shrewd, but we're also going to start reinvesting some of the money in rebuilding some of the programs that had to be cut during the recession. Very focused on making our state in the place of greatest opportunity. Please recognize the great leadership on this tax issue as well as other finance issues, our Lieutenant Governor, Tate Reeves. Tate? Which is the natural segue, talking about this tax bill, to our next speaker. Alvino Castilla is the incoming chair of the Mississippi Economic Council. He's with Butler Snow, and he went down to the Capitol at a moment's notice over and over again during this past legislative session to help us negotiate and work for a common solution on that tax bill. He is the consummate community volunteer. It is impossible for me to list all of the things he has accomplished. But I do want to tell you one thing. He's a graduate of the University of Virginia Law School, where he was editor-in-chief of the Virginia Tax Review. He won the Daniel Kaplan Tax Award and the Edwin S. Cohen Tax Scholarship back in 1985. Prestigious honors at the University of Virginia. Remember, that's the College of Thomas Jefferson. He also was just a little bit of an achiever. He graduated from Mississippi College with an MBA with honors in 1982 and got his, well, I'm sorry about MilSAPs, all right, and got his BA from Mississippi College. We had that exactly back. Did I have that backwards? Millsaps, okay, Millsaps. So both were Millsaps. Boy, am I going to be in trouble this year. So he graduated with an MBA from Millsaps and also his undergraduate from Millsaps. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome, please, our new incoming chair of the Mississippi Economic Council, Alvino Castilla.
Thank you, Blake. First, I want to follow up on a comment that Haley made in his remarks and just ask to give a special recognition to Blake for all the work that he does, and particularly this past year, he's had some challenges, family challenges with his wife's health, and throughout it all, MEC business did not suffer. So let's give Blake a round of applause. It's indeed a great honor to be afforded this opportunity to serve as chair of the Mississippi Economic Council, particularly at this time in our history. MEC has been at the forefront of so much positive change throughout our 65-year history. But what's even more exciting is what the future holds. The development of Blueprint Mississippi and the goals and recommendations that were released when this vital action plan was updated in 2012 are helping chart a course for our state that will create an array of new economic opportunities. I had the distinct pleasure of serving as chair of the technology commercialization focus area during the development of the most recent blueprint. And this experience allowed me to see firsthand the dedication and commitment of leaders from all geographic regions and from all business sectors of Mississippi. By working together on the various aspects of Blueprint, we believe that we now have in place a strategy to capitalize on the opportunities before us and to improve Mississippi's competitive position. Great strides have already been made toward accomplishing many of the Blueprint recommendations. As Haley mentioned in his remarks, MEC continues to be at the lead in making things happen. It is now imperative that we continue to look for ways to improve the lives of all of our citizens and to make Mississippi a great place to live and to work. There are abundant opportunities available in our future, and I know that by working together, by having a teamwork approach in the business community, we will make a tremendous difference. MEC's its strength has always been and is its membership. We're talking about over 8,000 leaders in some 1,100 member companies. And this shows the reach that our organization has in all areas of the state. As we see today, MEC is a great convener, as evidenced by this tremendous audience. But it is also a catalyst for positive change. With this in mind, we look forward to and need your ongoing involvement. After all, it is a key ingredient for helping MEC make a meaningful difference. We look forward to an outstanding year. Thank you all for coming. And now, back to Blake. Thank you.
The legislature did a very good job this year of maintaining fiscal responsibility. They spent within their means, both on bonding and also on general fund expenditures, which means to the taxpayer that our bonding capability will improve. It also means that there were no new taxes, which is very important. And so that sends a very good signal for economic development. And so the future is going to be, how do we continue to chip away and make our state more competitive so that we bring in more good jobs and continue to grow?
Well, we've said from the beginning that our number one priority is to create jobs in our state, bringing better and higher paying jobs to Mississippi. But we have a political philosophy that says government does not create jobs. Government's role is to create an environment which encourages the private sector to invest capital and create jobs. And our greatest accomplishments this year, just as they've been the last couple of years, is helping build that environment that encourages the private sector to invest money here, creating jobs here. Things such as raising starting teacher pay so that we encourage and incentivize more of our best and brightest to go into the teaching profession. Things such as ensuring that our tax code is fair to those businesses that are located here. Things such as ensuring that we have a balanced budget that fills up our rainy day fund. And things that aren't going on in Washington are the things that we're doing right here in Mississippi to make Mississippi a better place to invest capital and create jobs here.
We're in the process of implementing Blueprint Mississippi, and one of the things we're doing now is a major competitive analysis of how we compare with the other Blueprint states, those we compete with the most. And what then we'll do is say, well, okay, we've got to fix this, we've got to improve that, and we'll come back to the legislature and say, look, here's some legislative fixes we need to make to really make our state get into the place of greatest opportunity.
When today's annual meeting is over, what would you like people to keep in mind?
I think the big thing is creative economy, that the governor has declared this year the year of the creative economy, Governor Bryant. And that's a great benefit for Mississippi. We have so many creative talent folks that so many small towns can capitalize on this. And you'll hear about that today, which is very exciting. When they leave here today, they can go home to their communities and say, how can I use some of the tools that I learned here today, put them into practice in my own community?
Well, if you look at 60,000 jobs now exist in the creative economy, and we haven't really put forth an effort as we have in other manufacturing areas, for example, to help grow that creative economy. That's why we designated 2014 as the year of the creative economy. If we put our energy behind the creative environment that we have now, I think you'll see jobs, I think you'll see movies, music, arts, more opportunity for us to grow a better quality of life for all our people.
When you look at the number of museums that we have in our state, when you look at the opportunities to get people into the Mississippi Delta for the blues or for other genres of music. We've got so many opportunities to bring people into our state. And the one thing that I have found repeatedly, I've traveled all over the country, if we ever get people to come here once, they tend to love what they see. And so that's one of the things that I think we'll continue to build upon. We've got great opportunities there, and you've got to take advantage of opportunities, and that's what Mississippi is all about right now.
Well, the folks here today are really excited about the future of Mississippi. That's why they spend the time and money to come here. And they go home energized to do good things, and that's what's going to make Mississippi strong. It's not what comes here from the capital city, it's what happens in their communities.
If people have questions, like more information, what should they do?
They just go to our website, www.mec.ms, and you can connect into a whole panoply of information.